You are now watching Unapologetic Filmmaking and Dope-ish.
Welcome to Unapologetic Filmmaking and Dope-ish. I am one of your hosts, Omari Matlock, along with
Alexander McCoy-Smith.
Join us as we explore independent filmmaking, creativity, and just all around dope-ish. Monday through Thursday, you'll catch the show broken up topic by topic, and on Friday, you'll get the full show in its entirety.
Yep, that is true. And don't forget, well, I did forget, this is episode 7.
I thought that was my line, man.
Nah, I took it over. I just took it from
okay.
It's
okay.
episode 7.
Yeah,
it's episode 7. And everybody, if you like it, subscribe. Let's see, hit the like button, share it. Most of all, share it.
And be a crew member.
Oh, you gonna try to take that? You gonna try to take the bit into
Hey, man, listen.
No, man. Be a part of our film.
I'm lying still.
No, you ain't lying still, man. All right, then. You ready?
Yeah. I like you said, it's episode 7. And I'm going to say it anyway.
Oh, my God.
You told me I had to say it. So this is episode 7, people. We just now starting. It's been interesting.
Yeah.
To say the least. We had 2 great, what do you call it? Guests? Yeah. I was going to say host, but we know that ain't the case.
Yeah, that's not the case.
But yeah, we had 2 great guests so far, and we're looking to get some more on here. Mm-hmm. But just let us know, like, comment, let us know what you guys really think about the show so far. And, we're still tweaking, so if we need to make some changes, let us know.
That is correct. Ready to get the show started?
Yes, girl. Let's go.
All right, then. So, first topic, we're going to be talking about, we're going back to pre-production.
Yes, sir.
But what we're going to talk about in pre-production is going to be brainstorming.
Yep.
Getting them ideas started up.
Yeah. So, we're, like Alex said, we're going back to pre-pro. And we're talking about brainstorming as far as we're talking about scripts, or we're talking about ideas, or what we're talking about?
Ideas. Because the idea has to come out first, right?
For sure.
It starts with the idea in itself, right, before the whole script involved. So
right.
Let's talk about just the idea in itself.
Now that's super broad. So for us, basically, we know our genre. Our genre is sci-fi, kind of a dark horror, a little bit of fantasy, action, drama type stuff.
All the good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
Thriller type stuff. But so we know what our genre is. So we know that whatever we're going to come up with is going to be within those parameters. So that's where our brainstorming starts at. We know where we're going to start at, and we go from there. So I guess, how do we attack that though?
How about this, right? So I noticed, like, in our work structure, I know, like, something may just spark an idea. Maybe I remember one day you was lawn mowing one day.
Lawn mowing?
Yeah, you was lawn mowing.
On the lawn?
Lawn mowing.
Okay.
Mowing.
Lawn mowing.
Lawn mowing.
Okay.
But that being said, you was cutting the grass, and I remember I got a phone call from you, and you was like, "What do you want to do next?" And I think this was it the time we were getting ready to do, was it Soul of a Juggernaut? No, it was right after Soul of a Juggernaut, was it?
This was, what did we do after Soul of a Juggernaut?
Was it Soul of a Juggernaut? No, was it after it?
Okay, if you don't know, Soul of a Juggernaut was our very first attempt at filmmaking in general. It was a feature film that we started off with, which was completely ludicrous, and kind of got us where we are now. So back to this.
Yeah, but okay. I think it was right after. No, it wasn't after. I think it was right. I can't remember. I remember you was cutting the grass. You was like, "Man, what are we going to do next?" And then we started bouncing ideas off of each other. But I'm gonna put a pin in that real quick. I want to say this, people. You're going to have to bounce ideas off other people, your closest confidants or whatever, because no idea is just all internal.
Oh, for sure.
Ever.
For sure.
Ever.
And it's funny that you say that, because, like, I have 1,000,001 ideas, and Alex is, like, my partner in business, my best friend, and all that kind of stuff. And even premature ideas, I don't even bring to him. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know if he asks me something that's just, like, super, I'm not gonna say stupid, but I really should have thought it out before I open my mouth, then that's gonna be kind of, like, okay, all right, it's kind of weird. But so yeah, definitely pre-think it out first, but you definitely need someone to bounce those ideas off.
I would say because, like I said, when it's in the embryonic stage, it's like, you don't want to say something just weird, like, ghost. Like, that doesn't mean anything. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, literally have a a small little structure, but yeah, you are gonna have to bounce the ideas off another person. So like that's really where the brainstorming happens.
Right.
Because I know like like I said, like when you cut the grass, you talk to me, whatever. I remember what it was. This was when you was doing the idea of it was Within the Blood.
Oh yeah.
I remember that now, and I remember you was going off an idea. I don't know if I wanted to say what the idea is because we didn't really do it. We
Right.
actually it made a metamorphosis into something else.
Yeah, because you actually reminded me. So we'll just tell them. I mean, I'm okay with it.
Go ahead, tell them. Tell
Okay.
me.
Basically, I think it was I don't remember where it came from, other than the fact that I was cutting the grass, and I named it It's in the Blood, because we were talking about how not necessarily demons. I guess demons can be passed on to your children or whatever. You know, so basically, like if you have issues, how they can be passed on to your children. In other words, like sometimes some people have never met their father, but they say, well, you act just like your father, or you have like these things that are just non-tangible things, not like eye color or hair color or whatever, that somehow gets passed on to your kids. And I think it was one that I was working on. It was like domestic violence or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And in the story, there was a particular person that kind of broke that cycle, who just decided, look, you know, I can't do this any longer. But you know, it and I don't want to give it all away, but it stemmed all the way back to like his grandfather or something like that. It was something like that, right? And that was the initial idea, you know. And then I think, I don't know how far I got with it, but I do remember contacting you like, hey, so check this out, you know.
Well, yeah, like, so, all right, I'm gonna jump in here. So what ended up happening was that you called me, we talked about it a little bit, and then I remember you were drawing some characters, and then it stopped.
Right.
And then we jumped onto something else, and then we were talking about another idea, and it came back up. And then as time went on, we started, you know, developing the story a little bit differently based upon, you know, the new everything that's been happening lately is in the world, whatever. And then also too, we also picked it apart as well.
Right.
We also like picked it apart and put some of the ideas inside of Descent of the Superstar.
Did we?
A little bit.
Oh,
A little bit. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
yeah, you know, and that's another thing too, though. Like, you know, don't cannibalize your own stories. But anyway,
hey, it can happen.
oh, no, it does happen,
I mean,
though.
yeah.
But with that being said, though, but a part of the whole brainstorming thing, though, like, yeah, it took, I don't know, like almost years. It took years for us to really to come out. But see, the real initial thing that what came of that is an upcoming another story that I remember you wrote up and you drew out for, and that was what was the name of the film? We ain't talked about it so long. It was Silverback. You remember the Silverback one? What was that?
Yeah.
I don't know if we named it though. We didn't name it, did we?
What, the story?
Yeah,
what?
the actual story itself. We just know that.
What, Silverback?
It was called Silverback.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, it's called Silverback.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but with that, that's where that actually ended up becoming.
Yeah, dang, that came along. And I mean, these are things that you guys are probably, well, you're not gonna know at all, because these are things that we're still, are, I guess, like on our plate somewhere. But basically, what we've done throughout the years is we've come out with like a lot of great ideas. I think they're great ideas, and we end up developing stories along the line. So to kind of go through with the brainstorming, one of the steps that we do, which I call blueprinting. I don't know what the official term is. We just call it blueprinting. Is where, you know, you have an initial idea, and then you just start building like I guess like checkpoints. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, this character is let's just say this character is a serial killer. Okay. Okay. So how did he become a serial killer? You know, what was his first kill? And you just kind of keep like walking through every, you know, the story basically till you get through the end. And once you get through the end, you start to talk about those different points and figure out, you know, is this really a good climactic moment? Is this believable? Is it?
And also too, I'm gonna jump in here. Also too, a lot of research. So like, for instance, for you're saying about a serial killer, like literally, I went back and just read about real killers. Same here. And then also too, the number one thing I know for me in the brainstorming process, what I try to do is it believable to the people now? And then if it's not believable, then how can I make it believable? Right. Because, you know, there's a lot of things that are out there in the world that seem like it's unbelievable, but it really happened. If you tell it in a movie, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's some BS."
Right.
You know, but it legitimately happened. So like now, how do you tailor it to where it really does feel grounded?
Right.
And that's the other big thing.
Yeah, and I think we definitely do a lot of that, going back and forth, just trying to like, literally, we try to tear our story apart. You know, try to tear it apart because someone else is going to do it for you. You know, if you don't tear it apart and really get down to what the nuts and bolts of it is and make sure that it's a solid story. Not saying that you're going to create anything that's flawless, because I mean, you know, I think even some of the greatest stories ever told has flaws in them. But if you can rip them down to their bare bones and then figure out, you know, is this a story that people will interact with, or, you know, feel a part of, then I think that, you know, you got something that you can work with at that point. You know,
that also too, later on, from what you're saying about stuff getting ripped apart, it's funny because you create a story, but then whatever hits the editing room floor,
right,
it can also be torn apart too. Maybe like, hey, a producer like, we need to make this thing shorter. So as you start cutting it down, your story also gets cut as well, especially if it's so fine tuned that it literally has to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you start cutting it down, that means 3 may get lost, and then therefore your story could break down. But that's a whole other thing, though.
Yeah.
But go ahead, though.
But I mean, I think that's important to say even in the beginning, is that, you know, you can't be so in love with an idea that you're not willing to let it grow. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I know when I first started, dude, I was super like, look, it has to happen this way. You know what I'm saying? But I think I've personally grown throughout the years. And I mean, well, even going back, even still, because we've always done everything together. You know what I'm saying? So it was never to the point where it was like, you know, this is just the way it has to be, and I didn't have anyone else to bounce it off of. But when it came to a story evolving or becoming something else, like, I never had a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like that was part of the creative process. Like, even when we did, we were working on Lost House of Amet, with some of the concept art that I originally drew up, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll talk about it and I'll make the changes. Then I'll pass it to Steve, which was shout out to Steve Knox, our buddy. He's a concept artist out in Philly. But I'll pass it to him, and he will make like dramatic improvements on it. You know what I'm saying? He'll pass it to us and be like, hey, you know, boom, boom, boom. We're like, that's dope. And then we'll take that concept art, we'll pass it to Chuck, you know what I'm saying? Chuck Roofing out in Tiffin, Ohio. And then he will just do a little bit more, you know? So it's like, and I know we kind of getting off, but it's that brainstorming process. I feel like it goes all the way throughout production. You know what I'm saying? You have to have enough maturity, I guess, to let your story become what it's going to become. You know, not let it get out of control, but let it become what it's going to become.
Yeah, it needs to. It's like a caterpillar to a butterfly. It needs to evolve. Right. It's
like a baby. You know what I'm saying? You got multiple parents. You know, you got all these people that just, you know, you seeing it through. But you know, as far as the brainstorming process, just getting in that. I know a lot of people might have problems getting in that zone, especially being a creator. It's like, this is what I believe. I truly believe that creativity does not come from within per se, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's I feel like it's all around us. And, you know, I believe that everyone has the ability to tap into it. Just some is better at it than others, you know. And I think that comes from the world kind of stripping you of your innocence or your ability to just tune into self, you know what I'm saying, or tune into the world around you. But I think everybody has their own way to get into their zone. I know mine. Do you know yours? Like, how do you get in your zone? Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I literally have to stop and I tune out everything, and I really just focus on what's going on. So literally, it feels like, hey, if I'm washing my car, and let's say you call, and you're like, hey, I started to tell me, oh crap, now I gotta stop washing.
Let the soap dry up.
Well, because the thing is this though, like, cause if I don't, then I'm not giving it.
Right.
You know, 100%, or like literally, like, cause what will happen to be like, I'm listening to you, then I'm just saying stuff, whatever. Then later on, I may be thinking about it, and then, when I do settle down, then that's when the real ideas start to come.
Right.
So like, I can't multitask when I'm creating.
Right. Well, I mean, honestly, there's scientific proof that there's no such thing as multitasking.
Right.
Believe it or not.
Right.
No multitasking people.
Yeah. So with that being said, I have to literally just focus on the task at hand. I just move a lot faster. Whatever I'm doing anyway, like you know.
But you don't have no seance, no mantra, no
No,
special,
man.
nothing?
No, I don't.
Juju bees. And
No,
nothing?
I don't grab none of that stuff. I don't do little hand gestures.
Right.
Nothing. I don't do nothing. I just sit down. Like I guess you could say I guess you say it almost is like a meditation almost.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean with this, because like I did martial arts for many years, and of course they make us meditate.
Right.
And like it's just stillness. So literally I'm still. So when I'm talking to you, you don't see me when I'm talking on the phone, but literally I'm just still.
Right.
And then I'm just listening. And sometimes I close my eyes. I'm just listening. Because a lot of time I imagine while you're talking.
Yeah.
Like, so you may be saying, hey, you know, someone's flying through the air, castle opens up, whatever. And I'm imagining that because the reason why is because I'm trying to put myself in the position of me just being in the audience. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm watching, I'm trying to see, but I'm like, oh, okay, why doesn't it work for me or not? So then that's when I say what I need to say.
Right. Cool.
What about you, though?
Oh, man, you know mine is weird.
Of course.
Well, I guess it's weird depending on
No, it's
when
weird.
It's, okay.
It was
Okay. It's
weird.
a little weird. I mean, it's only weird when I'm in the shower because you know. Hey, listen.
It's only weird when you're in the shower.
Yeah, it's only weird when I'm in the shower. Okay, so my thing is running water. The sound of running water makes me invincible. Literally invincible.
Okay.
Like I'm like a mutant or something. But basically, like, you know, if I have a problem with like a you know, story or character, or it's just something just not fitting right or whatever, like I'll literally go take a shower. If I go take a shower, then it's like someone is just changing the station in my head, you know, until we figure out whatever the problem is or whatever, and it just unfolds. It's like I'm not really in control of it. I'm like a spectator. So a lot of times, like, you know, if I'm having a problem, I'll go take a shower, or in my office, both here at home and at work, I have a water fountain, you know what I'm saying, that plays water or runs water. And then when I go to bed, I actually have a water app on my phone that I listen to. So it's like,
So what do your wife say about that?
Hey man, she know what it is. We splashing out here, you know.
I'm just saying. I'm like, oh, okay then, all right. So,
Listen, she knows. She like, you need to turn your water off. I'm like, man, listen, it's too quiet. And see, for me, water helps calm my thoughts and organize them. You know what I'm saying? Because I be all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So if I turn on water, it helps them like kind of narrow them down to, okay, this is what we're thinking about, and it just becomes more manageable. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so water, is that for you like how I could just sit down? Like I said, it's funny because like when I sit down, when I focus, I just close my eyes and literally I feel like everything starts to narrow in. But yeah.
See, I'm water. You know
you're water. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes me air.
Yeah, I guess so. But water bending is more awesome. Avatar people. Okay, next.
You know what, man? I don't like you. All right, you know what I'm saying? That's what that boils down to.
man.
So I will say this, and I'll end this out. Whatever. This was funny, right? So I remember we were talking one day, and we was hammering stuff left to right. Where he was like, "All right, then, cool. All right, then, listen. I'm gonna talk to you later. I'm gonna go take a shower." I'm like, what? I'm like, okay.
Hey,
you gotta
man.
solidify by taking a shower. All right.
Listen, man, that's why I say that's when we get Rebirth like up and running with the big company. I'm gonna have a shower in my office, but I think I'm gonna have like a wetsuit or like shorts at least. Cause you can't be asshole naked at work.
Like, you gonna be like, you remember that it was a commercial. It was one of the deodorant commercials. No, that's gross. Never mind. It was the other way around.
See?
No, the deodorant commercial. Nah, it was a guy. He was dancing, and he was just sweat always going everywhere. and then they hit the deodorant on him, and it goes out. So it's the opposite. So
No.
Never mind that. So all right then. So brainstorming, just a quick run over. It's very important. You need to do it. Try to get, you know what I'm saying, your closest confidant to go over with you. And like I said, just keep bouncing them ideas around. And you know when you got something when you start telling other people. Yeah. And they'll start verifying it for you.
Yeah. And just not being afraid to just literally rip it apart. You know what I'm saying? Rip it apart, reconstruct it. I mean, because to destroy it is just part of the process. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to get destroyed one way or another. So you just got to be willing to destroy it sooner than later so that at least you knock as many kinks out of it as possible. So, you know, that's starting the brainstorming. That's before you get to write a script. That's before, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, this is the very first, the first initial sparks.
Right. Yep.
All right.
So, yep. That is it for the brainstorming, people. We're gonna hit you guys with a little bit more, a few of the steps, you know, in pre-pro, and then we're gonna move to production and post. So stay tuned.
You are now watching Unapologetic Filmmaking and Dope